This is a belt, and this is the world's longest belt ever, dude. I'm here at the Tandy World headquarters, aka their flagship store, aka the biggest Tandy store, and I got a belt literally hanging on the building. Who's crazy enough to build a belt for the literal Tandy store? I just might be that crazy. For all you naysayers out there who are telling me this belt is not literally big enough to fit around the Tandy store, well, do I got some news for you. I am not playing with you guys. Boom, around the front, going. How far does it go? It goes all the way around the back. What, really? You guys think I'm playing with you. Here it is, around the backside. Ready? Choo, 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 choo. Oh, the belt doesn't end. It just doesn't end, does it? No, it literally doesn't end. You know, not only did I get it around the Tandy store, but I got it around a giant chunk of their parking lot and these 4 trees.
48 hours earlier.
All right, dudes, so it's kind of crazy. This is actually happening. Got my banner set up in the Tandy workshop. We're here a little bit early. I'll be using this strap cutter, cutting on these tables, and then just like back home, the old Cobra Class 4. So pretty intense, you guys. Pretty surreal and intense. And you know I had to do it to him. You know I had to pull up with the La Habra Valley Community Fair Champion Progress calf bag for all my goodies. All my goodies. Here's my sample belt. I had to provide one of those. Hole punches and stuff. Belt guides. Trusty dusty draw gauge blades in here. Secured the bag. Shout outs to Leather Wranglers for hooking up with an extra record day blade. Really, we're ready to go. Getting everything together and whatnot's a lot more stressful than actually just doing this thing. Doing this thing's gonna be honestly kind of boring. So I hope whoever comes by asks me a fair amount of questions, or my music keeps me amped up, because I'm gonna be doing the same belt over and over and over and over and over and over and over again a lot of times. It's the magic blade right here. Tandy draw gauge, and then I have Leather Wranglers makes a really nice blade, which is the one that I use all the time. I'm literally ready to let it rip. Oh God, they're bringing me the hides right now. Dude, let's go, dude. Right here. No, I have everything I need. The only other thing I want to it's gonna be a pain in the butt to display it though. I'm telling you, I don't know how big this coil is gonna.
We'll figure it out.
I know. I figure it might even have to come back up.
Once you get it finished,
Dude, this is so intense. This is so intense. We're live on TikTok right now. They got me the hides. They got me my banner up. They're gonna let me use this machine. My GoPro is running, which means technically the record attempt has officially started. And then, dude, check this sign they got me that says welcome and make your mark. The Man in Black Leather Studio. And then there's the link to my link tree. Dude, this is insanity. This is low-key crazy as fuck, man. What is even happening right now? I'm officially starting. Here goes, dudes. All right, so I got my first hide cut out. I might have underestimated this a little bit. So the current record is like 209 feet, right? But I'm trying to double it. I'm trying to shoot for like 400 feet because I don't remember where the record sits. It's in like Spain or something. All I know is it's not in America. So I'm doing this one for America and like smoking the absolute shit out of this record. But after I cut the first hide, this is so much hide. So my game plan is to basically run this chunk of leather and make this all one concise piece. So then I can kind of see what I'm looking at distance-wise, as well as just how long it's going to take. I can't tell you how long I've been working on this already, but it hasn't been long. It's moving quickly, but you know, doing this and all the other steps, time is going to get away from me. So the last thing I want to do is strip out like 5 hides and then not have enough time to like put it all together. So I think I'm going to just do one hide at a time and add one hide at a time to it. So we'll see how it goes. That's the game plan for now. This is the part of the belt that I'm honestly the most concerned about. Well, I kind of was a little too nervous. I was like, you know, I don't need to film this. I need to just stay in the zone. But the tapering off of these belts is the part that I'm worried is gonna take the longest. Although it's kind of true, it's working very nicely. I'll get you guys a good angle right now. First, I'm gonna show you guys kind of how this is gonna go together. We have a taper on this side of the belt, off to basically nothing, and then we have a taper off to nothing on the other side. So when the belts get married together, the taper will marry like such. It stays approximately the right thickness the whole way through. But one of the pain in the butts is to make sure that I taper the top on one and then the bottom on the next. You take your piece, you pull this lever down, which opens up this space, and then you close your roller up to your blade with your leather in between. And then as you pull, you kind of put more and more pressure on this forward so it tapers a nice smooth transition. So every strap I gotta do twice. I don't know how many straps per hide I'm doing, but it's a lot so far. I've done probably 15 to 20 straps on the first hide. So I've had to do this like, I don't know, 20 times or 40 times. I'm not good at math.
Meow.
This one's gonna be crispy. All right, dude, this is absurd. This is just one hide. 50 feet, 100 feet. Jesus Christ. 136 off one hide.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I got the sassiest camerawoman. We're actually like T-minus probably 10 minutes from having the world record feet. And here's the first belt we have right here. So this is one full hide, and we already have 136 feet, and I'm about to be done with the second hide. So after, in theory, so long as it gives us about the same amount of distance, we'll be at over 260 feet. But my intention is to double it. So I'm shooting for 400 feet, and I ran the math. If I do 3 hides, it should be over 400 feet. But Tandy has been so kind as to give me 5 hides. So very well might do all 5 hides and to make this thing like 700 feet long. I'm just honestly winging it. I came in with my intentions today of obviously breaking the record, but I didn't have any expectation other than to just put my head down and work and do what I know how to do. I've been doing this for a decade now. In fact, this is like the only thing I know how to do good. So just shutting up, putting my head down, and just doing leather work. All right, strip 2. 260. So we officially have a world record. 260 feet and counting. There's 134 feet there and 126 feet there. All I would have to do is put holes in this belt and put a buckle on it, and the world record is mine. However, my intentions are to smoke this record so bad nobody ever tries it again. So, but technically it's done. I could just finish it and call it a day, but I might do all 5 of these hides and shoot like a 700-foot belt off of a 207-foot record. USA, USA. 143, that was the longest one. It's just a lot to deal with. This is taxing on the brain. Complete mashed potatoes between my ears right now.
This is a long strand.
166. Wow, that one was long by almost 15 feet longer than the other longest one. 403 puts us at 569. I have to do the rest.
Why?
Because I'm about to triple it.
Okay, well, go talk to them first.
I know, I might have to come back tomorrow for this. Huge plot twist. Huge plot twist. If I just did the 3 hides, this would have been done in like 3.5 hours, but we're doing a 4th hide. And then I'm also considering using all that. I could probably get another 75 feet to 100 feet out of the scraps. If I can add another 140 or even 130 would put us at 700, and then another 100 at least, or yeah, I'm just gonna have to come back. Scheisse. Okay, let's go figure it out. Currently, we're sitting at 569 feet, and that is with just those 4 hides, right? Those 4 pieces. So each one of those is a hide. Then we have another hide, so we have hide number 5 sitting right there. Then this is all the scrap pieces, which are all these like really tiny oblong kind of strips that I'm cutting right now. So I'm hoping there's probably another 75 feet there, and then probably another 140 feet with that hide. But basically, we're tapping out for the day. I'm cutting this last little bit of these tiny little chunks, and I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow because I knew I was gonna beat the record, but I didn't think I was gonna beat it this bad, so I'm gonna have to finish this whole ordeal in the morning. But my family came out, I saw a bunch of people I knew, and followers and stuff came out, so that was pretty neat. It's kind of strange having people ask you to take pictures with them, but it's nice. But I'm gonna cut my finger. You know what? I'm tapping out. So we'll be back in the morning. All right, day 2, world record longest belt. We brought the nice people at Tandy some bagels because they've been very accommodating and helpful. I'm double fisting caffeine right now. I got a coffee and a C4. Make it happen. They gotta let us in though. Early access, brother. Empty store. Stuff still set up from yesterday. I don't want to be here. I'm tired of making this thing. This thing is a nightmare. A mess. Hide number 5, and then these scraps, which I've been doing some considering. I don't know if I'm gonna do the scraps or maybe just throw another full hide at it. I don't know yet, but basically, I don't think I'm gonna waste any time and jump straight into it. I'm on hour like 9 of this, but we're almost done. Here you go. However many times this is how many times I've had to do that. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm tired. I'm just a little zoned out. I'm dirty. I was sweaty all day. I'm already sweating this morning. And I'm just been staring into the abyss. So 142 on the dot. Now we are finalizing it and marrying our big chunks. So this is chunk 1. They're like having to figure out how to manage all this. Okay. Okay.
Do the thing.
What thing?
It's done.
What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. It's almost done. It's almost done. We're not done yet. We have our 800 piece of strap here, and we're sewing the last bit of the strap with the holes at the end. All right. This one's got to be clean, Brian. Oh yeah, that one's crispy. What is this number? Like 100. I have to connect like over 100 of these things.
Like more than that, I think.
I don't know, man. It's too many. You know, it's almost bittersweet. Like, I can't believe this whole process is gonna be done with like 10 stitches. But boom, here it is. The very end, the last piece. All right, you guys. Here it goes. Shout outs, Jason Sosak. Shout out to my parents. Shout outs my fiance. Shout out to everybody who helped me in my career and my journey. Shout outs Tandy, Leather. Shout outs Leather Wranglers for keeping my blade sharp.
Paul Rosa.
Shout outs Paul and Rosa. Shout out to Eric here at Tandy. Shout outs Mara over here at Tandy. Shout outs Tandy Fort Worth. Shout outs Tandy San Bernardino. Shout outs Tandy Albuquerque, New Mexico. Shout out to anybody who's ever supported me along the way. Shout out to everybody, dude. This is wild. And just with that, we got a new world record. Woo! I don't want to make a scene. There's like the hella customers in here. I would make a scene, but it's not my Not my show to make a scene on. Burn the threads.
Okay, so we got.
We have the official surveyor coming this afternoon, but I definitely want to do an unofficial measurement, because if my numbers are right, we're looking at like 825, which is
If your numbers.
quadruple the guys before me's record. I said it once and I said it like 3 times, and I'm gonna say it for 1,000th time. Tried to make this record. Tried to smash this record so hard nobody ever touches this ever again. I'm gonna be in the Al Stolman Museum, and I tried to leave my mark on leather crafting history forever. So ready, here goes. Like I'm a calf roper, burning it, go. Oh, perfect. Done, new world record, it's official. All right, it was real. We're battle torn. I'm gonna show you guys the carnage. I mean, we're so battle torn. Okay, well, the one command strip didn't last. I have to get this down, but yeah, this mess is crazy. Oh, I wanted to say goodbye to this Cobra Class 4 machine. Tandy Fort Worth Cobra Class 4. It was real, buddy. And then the old Tandy Pro Deluxe leather splitter. It was real, buddy. Sorry, Tandy, for making such a mess. This is probably the biggest mess they've ever had back here. I ain't gonna lie. Let's check out the carnage. All right, so this is just the strap splitter debris. So this is every single splice right here. I mean, some of it's piled up really aggressively. Like some of it's like 5, 6 deep. And there's a huge pile right here. That's a lot of strap. And then here is the scrap bits that I didn't use. And these were, after we stripped them, all the little excess little chunks on the end that were too wobbly, or like this one I could have used, but it was really bad bellies and I just didn't want to put that on there. And this guy, you can't really tell on the video probably, but there's a massive balloon. But yeah, that's the carnage right there. To be completely honest, I think we processed those cows as tidy as possible. RIP those 2.5 cows that sacrificed their lives for this excursion. Oh, and then there's a bunch of thread too. I'll show you guys that. So same with the threads. I'm kind of surprised there's not considering that there was, I don't know, 150 to 200 splices. Surprisingly not bad. I didn't hold back on making it a mess either. I was like, this is treating it like my workshop, just letting all the pieces fly and whatnot. So anyways, I'm gonna get some of this stuff cleaned up for these guys. They offered to get it clean, but I feel like a dirtbag making them clean my mess. So I'm gonna do that, and we're waiting on the surveyor. We actually finished the belt, and then we had to kind of coil it up, and it was so twisted up and in knots and stuff. We sewed it all the way together and then ended up having to cut some of the splices. So I need to marry, I think that's the piece number 1. So that's the tip to the middle to the end. So just a little bit of cleanup and sewing it together, and then we get the official world record measurement. I just hope that it unspools like nicely, man.
Joke's on me, it did not unspool nicely at all. It took about an hour to actually lay this thing out. To take it outside and to lay it out how you're about to see took about an hour, if not more than an hour. Basically from here to the end of the video is like 2 hours of elapsed time. This thing did not unroll nicely at all. This thing was a nightmare.
Whether you want to admit it or not, it's stupid. This is dumb, Eric. Why did you sign off on this?
Good times, man.
Dude, you can't even see it in the freaking video hardly. Here, all the way down, around way out there. Doubles back on itself. Dude, just little chunk by 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 little chunk at a time, dude. This is psychotic. I had to make sure these surveyor dudes, I have to film this, so I should probably be back there filming now, goodness. But I mean, this belt goes out and around them, to over there, past those people, all the way down there.
Do the last shot.
What do you mean? Oh heck yeah, I'll take it. Okay, he's
So
gonna
just put it right there on the very end.
I'm left-handed, or right-handed, sorry, I'm like all goofy as hell.
Right there.
Oh yeah, I get to do it, and then I point this at him.
And look at the bubble right here. Make sure it's nice inside that circle. Alright, bro. Whenever you're ready, this is in line.
Alright, got it. Boom, money. Woo!
Yeah.
Basically, it's so long that we couldn't put it in a straight line, which means that we have to wait for their computers back at the office. Alright, I'm literally taking it around the backside of the quote-unquote inaccessible part of Tandy. And we're going to wrap this thing around the building for a picture, like the Tandy store is wearing the belt. Wow, and the crazy part about it is that it's so much bigger than the building that it's gonna be like loose. This thing is still so massive. It goes all the way out like this. So I will have to get the exact numbers. We will not only have the Tandy building, but like their security fence, these trees. Holy crap. Here's what a regular belt looks like.
Present day.
And this is the world's longest belt ever.
I wanted to thank Tandy for the hospitality. It was super amazing. I got to go up into their offices upstairs and get a complete full tour. I've been a customer of theirs for a decade now, so access in places I've never been before was pretty exciting. Once we got everything wrapped up, we were just waiting on the surveyors to get us back our official measurement. So in the meantime, we're going to put this thing on display in the Al Stolman Museum. I can't believe it, you guys.
So we are literally in the middle of displaying this thing. We're on the last chunk, and I swear to God, I have, with no exaggeration or analogy or metaphor, I have bled on this thing. I have sweat on this thing. I even drooled on this thing at a certain point when I was bending over it, and I was like, and a drip of sweat or a drip of spit went down. And the only thing that I'm missing is tears. So, tears. Blood, sweat, and tears going into this thing. You guys have no clue what it means to be in the Al Stolman Museum, dude. Complete honor. It's done. It's been done and on display. It has been a few days. Life has been pretty hectic since the this whole event took place. But you guys might be asking yourself, what is the official reading? So the original record was 207 feet. And here is the official surveyor statement and reading from the legendary Britton and Crawford Land Surveying and Topographic Mapping Company, established 1972. Official length, 829 feet, baby. Woo! And 7 inches and 5/16. So we fucking smoked this thing. You know, my original goal was to be like, I want to double this. I think it would be easy. I could probably double it. So I was like, okay, I could probably hit 400. That's not a big deal. And then as I was sitting there, you can see it kind of earlier in the video where I'm like contemplating like, man, do I just go balls to the walls? Do I just do this? Just do it? And I actually ended up using all 5 of the Tandy hides, as well as about maybe a third of another hide that I bought. I needed some supplies, and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I'll strip off like 4 or 5 pieces of it. And, you know, halfway through, I was thinking about it. I was like, how weirdly serendipitous is this whole scenario where I move 2,000 miles away from home, crash land somehow at this magical Tandy store that I had no clue was the world headquarters, make all these cool relationships, get the opportunity to do this. My brother always wanted to build the world's largest saddle, so I thought I would honor him in a special kind of way. And then come to find out, the original record holders of this was a set of brothers from Greece who set the record in, I believe, 2008. So I'm sitting there going like, I gotta do this for me and Jay. Like, I felt like he was there with me, and I didn't feel like I was doing it alone. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna double this shit. And I know Jay would double this shit. So we're gonna quadruple this shit. The Sosak brothers are gonna stomp whatever those Greek brothers were called, whatever their names are. Those Greek brothers, I'm sorry, but we quadrupled your shit. You had the good record for a good like 12 years or more than that. I think you guys, 2008 to 2004, I think that's like 16 years, whatever it is. I'm not good at math. You know, you guys had it for a bunch of years, and now it's our turn to have it. And yeah, man, this one was for my brother. This one's for everybody who who doesn't fit in, who just muscles through with sheer stubbornness and brute force to find success. And yeah, man, an absolute honor. So I wanted to thank Tandy Leather. It was a complete honor to have the opportunity to be recognized by Tandy. You know, not only are they just like a store, they're a massive resource for leather crafters all across the world. In fact, they're probably the largest resource to leather crafters in the world. I couldn't think of a better one. It's just mind-blowing, you know what I mean, to be doing this for nearly a decade now and be recognized in some official capacity by, you know, the world's leading leather resource is an absolute honor. You know, as cool as this world record was, I gotta be completely honest, I think being in the Al Stolman Museum has got to be the highlight of this whole thing. Like, to have my work in a museum sitting next to Al Stolman's work is insane. So I wanted to give a special thank you to Eric Adams. He is the store manager over there at the flagship store, their store that's attached to their global headquarters here in Fort Worth. I definitely look forward to hopefully, you know, further growing my relationship with Tandy, so long as they're not super pissed that I was tech decking on their tools. I also wanted to shout out Leather Wranglers. I love those guys, Paul and Rosa, absolutely incredible. My blades, all my blades are from Leather Wranglers. I sent them out my blade and went, hey, don't tell anybody, but I'm gonna be breaking the Guinness World Record for the world's longest belt, and I need to strip, you know, hundreds of feet. So I need the sharpest edge on this that you can get it. Just, they always take such good care of me. They're such good people. I ended up not even using the second blade. All 800 plus feet of that was off of not a single sharpen. That was from the factory, stripped out 800 plus feet. It wasn't until the very last, I would say maybe 50 feet, like probably the last 5-10 belt strips, it finally started showing like signs of dullness. So if you ever need blades, Leather Wranglers all day, every day. It's the only blades I'm going to use until I die. So with all that stuff being said, make sure you give me a follow on my social medias, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, anything like that. I will be announcing whenever I get my certificate in. In theory, all my stuff is submitted good. All my paperwork is good and all that stuff. Once I get the certificate, I will leave the link in the description to a photo of it or my social media post that has it so you guys can actually see the certificate. I'm super excited. If you want to see the belt itself, be sure to go check it out. I always recommend going and checking out the Al Stolman Museum as it is. It is the most incredible place to go if you're a leather crafter. There's no better display of work that you can just go and look at. Like, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of absolute masterpieces. You cannot see better leather craftsmanship in another place. And the fact that I'm even in there is mind-blowing. And I wanted to give a shout out to my brother, Jason Sosak. I miss you, man. It's just like us, two absolute morons from Southern California that somehow managed to make our way into this Western leather world. And now we're in the Al Stolman Museum, Jay. You know, I carved it on there in dedication to him. So the Sosak brothers are in the Al Stolman Museum. And the funniest / best part of it is through sheer stupid strength and straight caveman power of just sitting there and making the longest belt ever. And I'm not saying it didn't take any craftsmanship, but let's just say if there's pieces in there that are out of sheer fine, delicate craftsmanship, I mean, we got in there with sheer monster truck power and was just like, we're gonna make a belt out of 2.5 dead cows, and we're gonna get put in the history books forever. So if you guys made it this far in the video, thank you. I really appreciate you guys, and cheers to, you know, hopefully more years and more work with Tandy. That'd be cool. If you guys need a poster boy who's a little bit unhinged and maybe not 100% the most family friendly, and maybe tech decks on your belt splitter machine, your boy is always gonna be here. So thank you guys. I'm out. Stay tuned for the next one.